Hi, it's Rachael O'Connor. I'm the Clinical Director and Principal Psychologist of the Therapy Spot at Palm Beach on the beautiful Gold Coast, and I just kind of wanted to have a quick check-in and say hello and talk to you about relationships. I haven't spoken about them for a little while because our focus in the practice has mainly been dealing with COVID and the responses to that. But what we're finding as the weeks are going on is that relationships are getting more and more under pressure. People are talking to me about their neighbours screaming and yelling at each other, swearing, slamming, feeling tense, and generally not coping. And I talk a lot, and I have been talking a lot for the last while about the importance of the way we speak to one another. And it's particularly important when we're in close proximity to each other. I know it's really great that our restrictions are relaxing in the coming weekend and moving forward so we can get out more. But I think it's really important that you take a few little steps that will help your relationship cope in this coming time. And some of that is about taking time out from one another. So dedicating a space that's yours, or saying, finding a space in the garden where you can just sit and read a book, or moving into the bedroom for a little while, doing some stretches or some exercise, going for a walk on your own, taking some time where you can have an experience that's not an experience with your partner, so perhaps you can talk about that. The other thing I think that is important is that we perhaps need to be a bit more kinder to our partner and give them some leeway in terms of how they're relating and what they're doing. I know I was quite harsh with my partner the other day. I was bantering and saying I didn't like him very much because something had occurred that I didn't like in another part of our lives, and I blamed it on him because he was nearby, and that's what Freud used to call projection. So we project our own disappointments on the things that we can attach, and he didn't sleep well that night, so it obviously had an impact on him even though he was laughing at me at the time. So I need to be mindful of how I'm treating him, that he's a person and he deserves to be treated well. So I slip up too, and at these times where things are difficult, we do tend to pick on the ones that we love. So be mindful of that, be kinder to each other, and forgive one another a little bit more than perhaps you would normally. Give them some space and to make mistakes. Just say, oh, I know you didn't mean it, and give them the opportunity to do a repair for you. You didn't mean to say that to me, did you? And they're like, oh no, I didn't mean to say it. Okay. And do a little more of that. Know that, even the masters of relationships, they only got it right 80% of the time. They didn't get it right 100% of the time. So 20% of the time they didn't get it right, but they continued to go on and have great relationships. So when we talk about the masters, they're the people that were researched and watched over 40 years by the Gottmans. So let's just be a little kinder, lower our bar, be mindful of how we're speaking to each other, take some time out from each other, because it can be the intensity of non-stop being together that can cause a bit of tension. And I'll check in and start getting back to throwing in some relationship moments that'll give you some bite-sized snacks of things that you can do to make your relationship a little bit better. So it's Rachael O'Connor on the spot at the Therapy Spot. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.